Hello and welcome back to Trigger Happy Havoc. Alright, start with the body. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in his chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head that Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she'd also been vomiting blood. I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. What would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma's file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. It does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Now, is that the blood she vomited up? There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Looks like some kind of wrapper?
Huh?
Ah, that's... You recognise it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. It's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. Found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself, that's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavour. Hina. A polka dot candy wrapper. Glass shards? Shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. Glass is all red and the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So it must originally have been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor. There's something else on the ground with the glass. A figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure? A figure on the floor has been added. That appears to be Monokuma with a... Is that a knight from a chess game? What the hell? There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle is some kind of Monokuma figure. How did they get those figures inside the bottles?
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle's sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which means Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? Shards of glass and that Monokuma figure are evidence of that. I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Alright, well, that makes some sense. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein, and she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. She must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
That's strange. What is?
Hey.
You see where it's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must have been part of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it will become an important clue later on. That implies it was placed after the door was opened. The locker's open, and there on the inside, a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker, left a handprint all in the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? During all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden there until after we opened the door. So then, what does this handprint mean?
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Bayaka, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Well, let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? Monica Mafal says she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact she had asked for those three to meet with her, she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. Might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly.
However...
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind and spirit. So how was the killer able to gain the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. And it is true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go to see her? Of course not. I ripped up the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Bayako says he didn't see her. Is that the truth? Until I can prove it otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on!
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. So there's no reason to think that the chair had anything special done to it. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened of course when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence of any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was because the chair was shoved up against it. It kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from inside, not from the outside. Sorry. The rec room door has been added to the truth bullet section.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so. For the most part, anyway.
So then...
Then you should probably talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Alright then. Those 2 probably went back to their rooms. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds... Hello, Toko.
Who's there?
The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
Said he wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk to you about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. Huh?
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakura always told me she'd asked him to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master 2? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Pretty much. Can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note. I didn't go to see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Togo claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Again, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? I'm gonna go back to my room. And with that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How do you know about that?
Could it be...
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have special abilities awakened in you? I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakura and Toko to come too. When did she tell you that?
What?
Well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But she didn't write you a note? Yeah, a note. She,
How about that?
Look, she gave it to me in person. She happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So you went and met with Sakura.
You got it all wrong!
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yup. Definitely suspicious.
Actually...
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at
I haven't
me!
seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his
Hey,
pockets.
come on!
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. And with a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. When he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pockets. Huh. Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out.
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet me, but I never went. Well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said there was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Because it's another one of those wrappers. I'll have to look at the crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe we should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. Chem lab first. Chem lab's over there, so go there. The hero's acting fairly suspicious, but what the hell happened in here? Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just to make sure you didn't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. Is it just me, or is he getting worse? What the hell's happening over here? This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I'm gonna have to be careful not to step in it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point this room wasn't like this. And this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words...
That's right. It can only have been around the time of the incident. That really is when it happened. It must be related to the case somehow. Okay, what else we got? Are those footprints? These are footprints. And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do the footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. How's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me.
I see.
So when you look at it like this... Interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. Came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must
It's
be...
certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Okay then, let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. Couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. You see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. These prints are a really valuable clue. There's one in the centre as well. A bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. That'd not leave a footprint. Let's probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. Also the remains... Yep, seen that. Facing the... Yep. The powder had to be spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Okay, so I've examined those 3 things. So, what's in the leftmost shelf? What's on this shelf? Different dietary supplements and medicines. Protein drink found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labelled with the letter A and a number. So, I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section A. But wait. There's one bottle here labelled Chem C9. Someone could have put it here on accident? No, nothing's ever accidental in these cases. So on this shelf is... looks like a bunch of chemicals that... well, I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What? You think you should be studying science and mathematics that has no practical application to the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suit you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labelled with the letter B and a number. Guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. Don't see anything out of the ordinary here, so I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. On this shelf is... one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. It looks like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labelled with the letter C and a number. So I can guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section C. I should try and find out more about the shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, B has reagents, and C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. What concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe we should take another look around the rec room. Guess when it actively tells you to go to a place, you should probably go to that place.
Hey.
So, Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko and Toko what Hiro had told me.
I see.
I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go to see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway...
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look over them one more time. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered in the body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. I know, but...
Hey.
Don't you think you might actually need to examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times... I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then, how can you...
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Her shoes.
Correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. So, she's the one who walked through the stuff, presumably.
Hey.
Next to it is the wound on her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. Let me explain.
It would seem...
It would appear she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Can't believe she's able to learn all that just by looking at the body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Okay, the bottles was next. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the bottles. Something new, something new. Huh.
Hey.
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. It's the chess pieces, right? Pawn. Yeah, pawn, rook, knight, bishop. Where the hell is the bottle for the queen? Pawn, rook, knight, bishop, queen, king. There's a bottle missing. We know the knight's on the floor, so where's the other one? Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
So...
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusions isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come with their own conclusions, so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. It's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer. I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise I would not have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree.
Hey.
Actually, there's one other thing about the bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway...
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then...
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. Oh, that Kyoko left the room. Don't know what this is about. What choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
So then...
Is everything ready? And let's get to work. What kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
Let's compare the weight of the 2 normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced.
In other words,
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same amount. Which makes sense. Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out, or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed something here and there.
so then,
Okay then, let's give it a try. Huh. Broken pieces are heavier. How's that possible? Because there's
I
a
knew
second
it.
bottle. Which means there's a queen somewhere. Insofar as there's a thing of Monokuma holding a queen. Just as I thought. What?
in other
The
words,
results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together.
hey,
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. What do you think? It's all on you. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine's upside down. Did someone put it back that way by accident?
hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore it in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is one of the pages near the centre of the magazine. There's a word written in it in bloody letters, and it said, Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. Wasn't Sakura, her hands are clean, we've already established that. Dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... It says Toko, right? Yeah, looks like it. What the heck? Then she's the killer, right? Hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that. No, it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Ah, bollocks. Here we go. Unfortunately, I don't have a good working theory yet. I don't think it was the blow to the head that killed her. I think it was probably poison of some kind, but...
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
Take it that means you
Should
want
I
us to
do
start
it?
the trial.
Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
I'm worried about this one. It's already time. But the mystery is the locked room's only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, I have to make something happen. Fewer and fewer of us every time. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then... The ultimate martial artist! A locked room murder mystery.
what?
What the... Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how something awful is, if you toss on a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're all at a picnic and you find a dead body. Ooh. This is just plain creepy.
Well,
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? He's right. That does make it seem sad.
I can't wait.
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you down there. What the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer? Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. Killer. The one that murdered... And the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet someone killed her. That person is here. That person is one of us. Right, before we actually begin the trial, that is an excellent point to end this part, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next.